Gamers from across Canada and around the world are in Kitchener, Ontario this weekend. That's where the world's biggest Call of Duty tournament is being held. And if you don't know, Call of Duty is what's known as a first-person shooter military game. It's one of the best-selling video game franchises of all time. The Kitchener Auditorium is hosting the tournament. This marks the first time the championship is being held outside the United States. And to take us through play-by-play of day one of the tournament, we're joined by Miles Ross. He's an esports commentator, and he's at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. This is the first day of the tournament. Give us a sense of the energy and the atmosphere there.
It's a wonderful time here on the auditorium. We've had an amazing day one for some great upsets, but good news for you Canadian Call of Duty fans. The Toronto Ultra team, who are the hosts of the show, they actually had a fantastic matchup against their rivals from Carolina, and they are in winners round 2. So their tournament continues. But it's a wonderful day so far, incredibly exciting, lots of upsets, and a superb energy here in the venue.
So this is the first time this tournament is being held in Canada. As you point out, it's in Kitchener. For a Canadian audience, what's the significance of having the event in this country?
We've never had the major tournament like this, what we call Champs, our final event of the regular season. We've never held it outside of the United States, so this is a true first. And the turnout has been fantastic so far. We've had people coming from all over the world, from the United Kingdom, all across Europe, of course, from the United States. And any chance we get to talk to fans, one of the first questions I love to ask is, where have you come from? How far have you traveled? And so far, it's looking very, very good. But yeah, first time we've ever made it out of the United States.
You're a retired gamer, and so I'm going to ask you a question that you probably, just please don't roll your eyes when I ask you this, but how do you make a living doing this?
With difficulty. It's not an easy thing to do, much like traditional sports or much like any sort of hobby you've got. Not everyone gets to turn this sort of thing into their profession, but for myself, it was a small journey through our local tournament scene. So my first tournament was in a gym in Birmingham in the United Kingdom, and we turned the gym tables over, we brought our own televisions, our own consoles, and someone had a hat in the middle, and that's where it began for me. Now we've come quite some way from that, with major sponsors involved, healthcare and retirement funds for a lot of our pro players. It's really changed a lot in a relatively short amount of time.
I don't know how much transparency there is in this activity, but if there is, can you give me a sense of how much the people at the top of their game are making?
Some of our players are making, again, it's sort of like traditional sports. Some of our players are making, well north of 6 figures, including tournament pricing. So, for example, our championships, the prize pool in general is way north of $1 million USD. So between that, the championship trophy, the rings, the sponsorships involved, some of our players are doing very, very well.
And so who's going to be watching this weekend, both in terms of the audience on, I don't know if it's Twitch or on conventional TV networks, and the audience in the arena as well? What should we be expecting?
Well, the viewers we have online are all watching from YouTube. They can watch that right now at youtube.com/CODLeague. And all the people in the venue, our age range is anywhere from kids to all the way up to 50 plus. The game and the audience is certainly aging with us, which is very, very exciting. And the folks here in the venue are getting an electric show right now. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. I can certainly feel it. But 2 of our top teams are going up against each other in a very, very close matchup. And the place is shaking. We've really got a lot going on here in the auditorium. But it's been an electric tournament so far. It's only day 1. We finish everything on Sunday where we get to crown our champion, and we cannot wait for it.
And $2 million is the number I see thrown around. Is that winner take all, or what is the prize for the top team?
Our winners take the lion's share of that $2 million. So I think at this exact moment, it's $800,000 for the 4 players and their coaching staff and their organization who represent the club, if you will. But still a very hefty chunk of change. And this is the final event of the year. So there have been 4 major tournaments in the build up to this. So it's been a lot of prize money throughout the entire season. And our top dogs, they're certainly doing fine for themselves.
Okay, one last thing. You talked about a Canadian team earlier, but for our audience, which is in Canada, what should they be looking for over this weekend?
Over this weekend, I would absolutely give your love and support to both with 2 Canadian teams, the Vancouver Surge and Toronto Ultra. Right now, Ultra are looking very, very strong indeed. A very, very exciting lineup, some all-star players on there, and they've got a really good record at this stage of the year. So give them all the love and support you can. They'll need it. It's going to be a long weekend.
All right, Miles, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Miles Ross is an esports commentator, and this weekend he is in Kitchener.